Good evening, everybody. Well, welcome back to IIRL. We are in round 19. We've got this one and 4 more to go. Very much approaching the end. Heck of a title fight on our hands still to go. Stick with us, let's say we've got sprint tonight, and we have got a sprint on what is personally one of my least favourite tracks ever. So we are in Texas, we're in Cota, and we've got some songs about just how bad this track is, but we'll save those. Just, getting started now. Just the lobby is just getting going. Go without Top Gun by the looks of it. Joining in quali as is per usual. We'll still have a little bit of extra time to go on tonight, if you fancy starting at the back of the grid for the Grand Prix. Now, is he just finding all the standings and that side of things? I can see just how close it is in terms of the top end of this particular championship. So there we go. So the last time out was the 10-10. Suffered a disqualification in the Qatar Grand Prix. JohnJohn capitalised, took all 25 points, took a second place in the sprint as well, and has switched the title race right on its head once more. He is now just 3 points ahead of 10-10, going into what is his and his constructors' home Grand Prix. And let's say it is now in the hands of the American. So just with all of 5 races to go, can I count? Yep. Let's say we have got JohnJohn leading 10-10 by 3 points. The gap down to third, and Deflated Wee there, as then 99 points from 10-10 to Deflated Wee. Little battle possibly bubbling under, looking at sort of 3rd, 4th, 5th, but this is the main one we are looking at here. For constructors, we've got the Mercedes and Haas as well, as he toward the top again, but Mercedes leading Haas by 68, so there'll be some maths to be done fairly shortly as to when they can win that particular championship. There we go. Oh, we've got full wet sprint. Lovely. We love that. I'm happy with that one. That'll be nice from this perspective. Sure. There we go. How is everyone doing? Let's say catch up with you all. How how we found the week so far. As we wait for TD to come round. A bit of a catch up. I know I'm quite notorious for not looking at chats now, so I do apologise. But let's have a ride around with TD, as we so often do with him being first out nearly every single week for us. Puts himself on display as we begin a lap around this absolute monstrosity of a track here in Texas. Okay. Blowing through this first sector is one that you can generally really struggle to get right, and TD invalidates, demonstrating that point to an absolute T. 1010 is following him, so he's next on track. Looking to get a nice early run in, just about clinging onto the track limits at the top of the hill there. Feeding into the hairpin there. Another real tough one to get right. And flying up the straight where Lance Stroll tried to kill Fernando Alonso once. There we go. Through there, and 102.1 through 2 sectors there. The 1010 is the benchmark as far as we're concerned so far. And see what he can produce. Will he be able to pop himself at the top of the leaderboard? Hiya, Demon. How have you been? Let's say. Thanks again, you absolute legend. There we go. So 132.8 is the benchmark set by 1010. And quickly smashed by Ryan there. 32.7 we're down to. So catch up with JohnJohn. Not many people can. JohnJohn, what's he got on the cards? Goes another 0.3 quicker. 32.4. Advantage to the championship leader through one good run each. Let's see what else we've got on track. Let's jump in with Prev. I think he looks like he's possibly cooling down a bit. No. He's going. See what he's got. So as he deploys the DRS and begins to empty the battery. Coming down his back straight. To flip the apex there, just a little bit wide of it on the way in. It's 103.8 through those first 2 sectors, so it's of course a little bit slower than 1010, just about clinging on. A couple of funny looking lines through there as we go through the imitation of that beautiful corner at Turkey. And runs it wide, keeps the lap though, Prev. And of course it won't help him, just about clings on. And puts himself in 7th place. So we've got a real plethora of times going on the board at the minute. That guy was a bit slower than what I would have initially expected him to have been. Let's see what Padge has got. Unrealistic. Yeah, you're right. Oh dear. Follow Padge as he begins the finishing phase of this lap. Running all the way through. Keeping the inside towards the end of that 4 apex right-hander. toward the finish line now. Padge jumps up into 5th place. He's jumped Flamingo Eagle, he's jumped Sun God, he's jumped Prev, and he's jumped that guy. And we've seen some good performances from most of those in some capacity in qualifying this season. It's also, of course, jumped TD and a couple of others. Top Gun has joined in as well, so see where he goes. And Greg's popped it up into 6th as well. Real topsy-turvy kind of leaderboard so far, as TD struggles a little bit through that hairpin. Hairpin of turn 11. Floating it down towards 12. And this time just to keep it within the white lines. It's a bit that reminds me a little bit of Bahrain. Probably a stolen bit of track again. And pinning it now. Full throttle. As he comes to the last couple of turns. Just about keeping it within the lines. Nice and safe through the final turn. Up to 5th. Takes that particular distinction off of Padge. And captain by just over 4/10. Taking a nice and comfortable 5th place there. There's the Aston Martin driver. Okay. Oh. Right, Samantha, thank you for the 2-month sub. Yeah, thanks very much. That's absolutely brilliant from Sunday's driver of the day, I will say as well. Okay, let's jump on with Top Gun. I'm sure he's got a bit of pace. That's going to be a little bit of unfamiliar territory, him being in a qualifying session, as he invalidates through the second to last turn on that inside curb. And Novi obviously has had a moment by the looks of it. Just in turn 1, just let everyone go. And Top Gun will have to have another go a little bit later on. Let's see. And Angry Corgi has got an excuse to be slightly angry. Just been disqualified for parking up. Can't park there, sir. Say an angry corgi getting angrier by the moment, I think, with this game. And quite frankly, it's made by EA. Who could blame him? Oh. And JohnJohn, who comes through and improves his time, of course. Takes another 10th off of it, and Joseph has gone very, very close with a nice little slipstream off of that guy as well. As goes towards the line. 37 or 32 threes, sorry, at the top of the leaderboard. Let's see where small the smiley can put it. So we motor down towards turn 11. First of those two identical hairpins. And we've got Steely in the chat as well. Yeah, recovered from your absolute, from the absolute battering of Sunday. pillar to post and back again. Okay. Okay, with Smaller Smiley. One of two drivers yet to get a time on the board, who are still within the session at least. Playing it nice and safe as we come through the final couple of turns, as we'll see a lot of that just to get times on the board. Little bit of a kick on the back end and goes to 10th. Fancy Smaller Smiley's got a bit of time in that. That's a whole 2 seconds off of the top. Certainly not too easy to keep it quick round here. Daughter's dancing around while popping bubble wrap with her feet. That's the ideal, isn't it? And turn invalidates again. It'd be hard pressed to get one on the board in this in the final run, I'd say. All she needs is the cardboard box and she's fine, Demon. Oh, nice one. Nice one, Steely. So, how much I'd pay for a 30-lap domination of a race will never happen. Okay. So, following TD, as he mounts another attempt to get a time on the board that could see him in and around the top 5. Right, we've got obviously the top 4 exactly, all exactly where we'd want them to be. Ryan, obviously jumping in as well. TD coming toward the end of the lap. To say through that Mickey Mouse stolen from Bahrain bit into the stolen from Turkey bit, And just about keeping it on the track, but thinks better of it. TD isn't going to finish that one if he's not happy with it, and comes in to fit a new set of tyres and give it one more go. Let's see. Did I catch any of last week's stream? I didn't. I was in a meeting, which was absolutely glorious, of course. I gone out of it about 8:30, 8:45 kind of time. Only meant to last 2 hours. Was, I'm not going to lie, an absolute meh. I can watch it yeah, of course I can. Yeah, anyone can watch it anytime. Let's okay. Jump on the II Racing League YouTube channel. You can watch all of these back whenever you fancy. I've got them all the way back to season 2 when I last won a race. Snacks is turning into stats in the chat there, by the way, as Top Gun obviously has put it up onto the 3rd row of the grid, of 33.0. The quali record is at a 1:29, so it doesn't look like we're getting too close to that, and the race being a 32.9. So that one might be in a little bit of danger a little bit later on. Let's jump on and follow Adam round a lap and see what he can produce. Currently languishing down second from bottom, is on a 35.4 at the minute. See whether the Mercedes driver can keep it on the track and get a bit of pace up to jump himself up the field a bit. So I think it's a possibility if someone's feeling a little bit bored at the end of the race, which might happen. You know, to be honest, these races tend to drift about 5 seconds apart per car, don't they? As Hadge retires out, Top Gun retires out as well. Adam still attempting to finish a lap. And we make our way towards final knock-ins of the lap. Adam has kept it within the white lines there. Hasn't been particularly brisk. Let's see what he produces. Comes into the pits. Has thought much better of it. Novi has invalidated one. Prev down at the bottom there. At the minute still as well. As JohnJohn extends his advantage by another 10. Puts in a 32-2. And Joseph. Well, that's naughty. Joseph. You know better than that. Let's see. And 10-10. Pops it up to second. Gets onto the front row alongside his championship rival. But with a time that is nigh on a 10th.5 slower. Deflated's backed out. TD is still on one. Let's see. Follow TD as he invalidates through the second to last corner. Gone in far too hot. Got way too excited on that apex. As Flamingo Eagle comes in as well, and we end the qualifying session. TD, I think, definitely did have a chance to go up there a little bit. But it is the American, it is JohnJohn, who takes sprint race pole. There we go. So full wet sprint. We did see a full wet sprint comment several times. So of course everything can change from here. It's an order that is pretty mixed up once you get below the top 7 or so. It is JohnJohn from 10-10 from Joseph from Deflated. Ryan will start 5th. And Top Gun 6th, TD 7th. And Padge up in 8th place. Good quali from Padge there. Greg 9th, Sun God 10th. Flamingo Eagle 11th. That guy down in 12th. Being accompanied in close tow by Prev and by Smaller Smiley. Adam and Novi 15 and 16. And an Angry Corgi starting on the back spot after having been disqualified for an awful bit of parking. Let's see. High 33 for AT2. Oh wow, that's a good that's a good early prediction. Oh, I've already done the shtick with the car park there, so we've done that. Oh, yeah, I'll say we're well up to date with that. There we go. Oh no. I've got a mention of L plan in the Discord as well. Apparently the Alpines have tripped over each other. Okay. Some got saying dry tyres apparently. I doubt it would be dry tyres after a lap, I think, by the way it's looking, but nice, yeah. It looks like it'll be a bit a touch on the dank side, I'd say. We'll go in a couple of minutes. 57 minutes past is when we'll get the sprint race going. Predictions, of course, welcome in chat as always. Let's see. Will JohnJohn win his home race? Will 10-10 be able to take him into turn 1? Will we have a surprise breaker from the midfield? You always put the safety car on. I don't get that privilege, Snacks. %78% rain, dry tyres, mediums. Nobody knows what to think of it. Certainly does look like there is precipitation though. It is looking like it will end up being damp. Flamingo Eagle does not know what to do. And there is Drift Ninja. The Drift Ninja account is in. Say it might be soft insert, yeah, it could be. Here we go. We're on the grid and all ready to go. 5 red lights. And away we go for the sprint race. As JohnJohn gets away very, very well. 10-10 at risk of being swallowed up back there. Seems to actually send it down the side of JohnJohn. But nearly gets the move done and has a bit of a side-by-side action. As through the first sector, you always always clench a little bit as you see people go side by side on the way in there. But nothing doing as far as any particular violence is concerned. And we have got Flamingo Eagle and Padge changing places. Padge, big loser out of that really. Has dropped down 3 places. We are in the dry, and we have got some running mediums, but you can see spray, and you can see the rain falling as Mrs. Kelly takes a broken leg. Top Gun has come down to 9th at the very beginning there, as the Aston Martins shape up for a move, and TD side by side with Joseph, his teammate, coming through 13. Just in the end gives it up. And plenty going on through these first couple as TD is taken at the inside by Ryan, but Ryan cedes position wisely as it turns out. Okay. And the smaller Smiley has been up and down the order like goodness knows what, and that is Padge in the wall. No, it's not. It's that guy in the wall. Sorry, Padge. That is that guy in the wall. the McLaren has just eaten a face full of Armco there. As Novi also comes into pit. I wonder if he's trying something a little bit alternate, maybe going for an intermediate. Be interesting to see what he puts on. As Padge racked up a penalty for corner cutting. Novi's gone for a set of mediums. Sargent has already binned it. Oh, wow. Okay, and I was looking down the order. We've got TD and Ryan, and Greg and Top Gun. With Sun God also looking at the back of this particular train. Has deflated and 1010 changed position. And it is deflated through on the Mercedes driver and a little bit of a nudge towards the back of the Alfa Romeo. And TD seems to be ceding position left, right and centre through this particular complex. 13-14 not being kind to the Aston Martin. As Ryan gets through for 5th place. Behind him, Top Gun has made his way through on Greg, who is going to be under attack from Sun God in a moment or two, you'd imagine. And we have 10-10 done for corner cutting, and it is Sun God who is facing backwards. Off at the multi-apex turn, and 10-10's out. 10-10 is out. Where's 10-10 gone out? He's gone in the pits and retired it. He's fancying a bit of a climb. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a big one. That is a huge one in the context of the championship. It's already ready to cede at least 8 points. And that takes the battle out of it in terms of the top couple of positions. It also takes it out in terms of a bit of the championship as well. That is a big one there as Top Gun goes towards the inside of TD. Ooh. Almost. Almost becoming the next car to go around that particular Aston Martin at the end of that particular straight. It's Padge with another corner cutting penalty, or another track limits penalty. He is looking for disqualification, I think, at the minute. Okay, I think the interesting battle is going on here. We have got TD and Top Gun very, very close to each other. These lot seems to have kind of broken into their own little pocket of time on the track. TD just having enough to keep ahead of Top Gun for now. This is still dry, apparently. This does not look dry. This looks anything but dry. And Flamingo Eagle and Prev going close together. Smaller Smiley's in there as well. Backs out before the S section starts. One little battle going on between those guys for the last sprint race point. Smaller Smiley jumps up, and what on earth is going back there? Prev from Greg and Adam in tow, and Padgel. Adam's having a look as he gets down the inside of Prev. Just hasn't got the exit. It was a good attempt at a move there from Adam, but look at this. Here come the horde. 4 going into 1. And Greg is the one who makes it in. Smaller Smiley forced a little bit wide. Flamingo Eagle goes in to try and capitalise. It's Greg and Smaller Smiley at the front of this train. And Flamingo Eagle And Prev has made his way to the front of the train, sorry. It's a little bit crazy, Prev there cutting away. And it looked for a second like that would all end in tears, and it nearly does still. The Smaller Smiley has a moment. What on earth is this? All through safely and going towards the final corner, and both the AlphaTauris have pitted. Both of the AlphaTauris are in. Oh my word. Trevor's retired out, which is not going to help Greg one single bit. But that was a cracking bit of racing for them. The double stack behind a retired car for Greg. He's going to be the first one to take the gamble and to fit the intermediate tyres. The AlphaTauri driver needs a bit of tread. As meanwhile, we did have Top Gun and Ryan battling out, this time for third place. Top Gun makes his way through on the Williams driver. TD is close in tow. Joseph has come into the pits in all of that as well. Within all that absolute madness, and it's put him within pitching distance of Smaller Smiley and co here. Smaller Smiley, Flamingo Eagle, Adam, and that guy still, or Ampage, sorry, all still close in tow. Well, there we go, wow. What a moment that was a little bit further down. Battle for 7th place, it never looks like it when they're racing like that. Cracking little battle, that one. It's going to reignite back here as well as Flamingo Eagle looks to have dropped off the back of Smaller Smiley and possibly into the clutches of the Mercedes behind. Adam is working his way in here. He may have a chance into turn 1 with the DRS. Will he be able to give it a go? Of course, watching Greg as well, just to see whether he can get an advantage on those inters. Adam not really making any inroads into Flamingo Eagle's advantage. Adam goes into the little black book on the steward's desk there. 3-second penalty for him. It is a shame because he's having a very good race. Flamingo Eagle goes wide. And Adam makes his way through. Padge will have a chance here as well. Will he get it? Not gone for it, Padge. And he's going to have another go at the end of this straight, but Flamingo Eagle DRS assisted in the defence. What can Padge produce? As the McLaren goes inside, but is not carrying enough speed through the corner. Flamingo Eagle keeps it ahead, and as it stands will be ahead of Adam after penalties anyway. Deflated into the pits, the first of the real top runners bar Joseph. As TD also comes in, just about gets it stopped. Time here, and it does look like Greg is making some inroads on Novi just ahead. Super dry DRS enabled and all that kind of thing. As Flamingo Eagle comes in, but speeds into the pit lane just a bit too quickly. 5 seconds onto the Alpine's time. TD is chasing down Smaller Smiley on those brand new mediums. Has come out just behind the Ferrari. We'll probably find that this is quite an easy pass to make a little bit later on. You can see him reeling him in a brutal manner, and Smaller Smiley, besides that, is not his battle. He's going to let the Aston Martin go. Now, the deflated wheel has got a couple of lap offset, on these tyres. Joseph is catching him a little bit. He seems to have got a bit closer to the Alfa Romeo as he's kept going on. A little bit of an undercut. He is within touching distance of that particular gearbox. As JohnJohn and Top Gun both come in at the top, and Ryan there as well to complete the set. So all of the top 6 are pitted now. Steely's got an Steely has got an inappropriate simile. Go on, Steely. Type your inappropriate simile and I won't say it. Okay. As JohnJohn, obviously in and out the pits, safely ahead of Deflated and Joseph. Top Gun's going to come out on a new set of softs. And TD is just about going to squeeze out Ryan. So we are all changing the top 6 there. And of course, Top Gun is going to be on a run, you would imagine, with those soft tyres. The only one to have fitted them. They have to make these work. Joseph still approaching the back of Deflated Wee. I say the offset not bothering the Aston Martin driver. Not one single bit. See, it's still... The rain is piling down. Okay, it turns out I already said it. Thanks, Steely. There we go. And TD is through on Top Gun. Top Gun maybe just struggling to get it going with those. We'll jump back onto the battle for second place. Oh, he's leaving the simile. Gutted. Let's see, so we've still got one Aston Martin chasing an Alfa Romeo and one Aston Martin being chased by a Red Bull and a Williams toward the top order. Got Adam in close tow with Flamingo Eagle there as well. These two still looking to fight it out. Everyone's obviously separated a little bit from earlier. Greg, how's the progress for Greg? Slow but steady, I think we'd say there. He's out. Obviously, he's still making these inters work. And Novi's come in for a set as well. Novi fancies it as well. Why ever not back there? Nothing to lose as such. If things start to get a little bit slippery, could be winning. That's Top Gun, Ryan, TD, obviously all coming through. But it's turn 12 there. A couple of absolute abominable hairpins. 11 and 12. That guy is next to get a penalty. Flamingo Eagle and Smaller Smiley clash again, with Flamingo Eagle making the pass under DRS, which is still enabled despite the moist conditions. Flamingo Eagle with a big snap as he tried to get the power down there. Sun God is on a soft set of tyres just ahead of these lots, so I'd imagine it'd be slightly, quite kind of easy pickings as long as they can keep the thing on the road. As Ryan takes Top Gun, but they are struggling there now, you can see it. I think Inters suddenly look like they will have been a very good call. Novi certainly could be laughing here if we get a few who jump into an accident of some sort. As the Ferrari goes down the inside, Smaller Smiley makes the pass on Flamingo Eagle and is side by side nearly with Sun God coming down the hill. Sun God just about eases him out there. Makes that car as wide as he possibly can. There we go, as we then have Smaller Smiley going for another one. Into another left hairpin. And Smaller Smiley makes it stick. Not a surprise on those tyres. And Flamingo Eagle's going to try it as well. Again, wouldn't be surprising if he makes it, slots it down the inside. The Alfa Romeo is behind him, and he's looking. Is Adam there? And he is through on Sun God eventually. Oh, wow. Adam with an optimistic but brilliant move there. And he's certainly got a chance at this last point. Greg, I think, looks like he may be reeling them in a little bit now. It's still obviously at the top. JohnJohn we've not had to talk about too much. He's been pretty far away. And obviously Deflated Wee is then second, running to a degree his own little race now as well. Joseph has separated away in third, and Ryan is a fair way back from Joseph in fourth. But behind Ryan is where things start to get a little bit interesting. TD currently holding on to fifth. Top Gun looking like he's struggling on the exit of 12 there again. And potentially a little mini battle coming up for the final place or two, depending on obviously how Flamingo Eagle and Adam can do in relation to Smaller Smiley. But really, as far as battles go, not going to get much closer than this at the moment, but it looks treacherous out there for Slicks. Absolutely smashing it at the minute, these guys. And that was Ryan there. That looked a bit wheel spinny. Maybe just change a line, but it certainly looked a bit sharper than he would have liked. As TD drifts away from the DRS zone, the DRS range of Ryan, we can now confidently say Kota is producing what we all expected of Kota. A little bit of a sedate end. So we have got 2 and a bit laps left. And we've got a car off at turn 12. I think that may have been Top Gun. Yep, a little moment from Top Gun. Just as he starts to drift away from the guys in front of him. You imagine unless he gets something severely wrong, he's not going to be caught by Smaller Smiley. We have spaced out. We have absolutely spaced out. JohnJohn looked almost like he's just skipped across the inside of the corner there. It's not like he can't afford a track limits penalty or two. But I'm sure he won't get one anyway. So you just watch the race ebb out a little bit here. TD, the 3-second penalty won't affect his positioning as it is at the moment. He's more than far enough ahead of Top Gun. And JohnJohn. Obviously, we're now studying him all the way through. He's in a couple of shakes here and there, but he's keeping it quick. And a couple of shakes, and nothing less than you would expect, really, with conditions on track, which do look wet. But we're still on dry tyres for it. Might have a battle brewing for 10th place back there. We have got Padge and Sungod close together on track. They're within about half a second of each other just as they cross the DRS line. Let's see whether Padge has got anything he can use to zip it past Sungod. You would expect it again with those tyres. Padge has gone well deep into turn 12. Looks like he's probably almost given Sungod a chance to come back at him, but you can imagine the grip difference is going to be so high on there that Sungod is going to be effectively playing poker without cards. He's still keeping it in though. As obviously these guys come up to start their final lap. JohnJohn is about halfway through his final lap. We see whether Padge can mate or defend himself against Sungod. Should be more than okay up the hill. The exit looks good as an angry corgi. Looks like he's possibly come off a little bit there. Just through this multi-apex right-hander that his teammate JohnJohn is now to take. 2 turns left, 1 turn left, and JohnJohn is coming across the line to take the checkered flag in the sprint. JohnJohn wins in Texas for the sprint race, and by quite a long way too. Maybe deflated we to come home in second. Good effort in the Alfa Romeo. Joseph in third. Ryan next over in fourth. TD will then cross in 5th place. Not too much weaving. We'll lose a position to Top Gun if he's too slow. And Top Gun, as I say, looks like he's had a trying stint on those soft tyres. Crossing for 6th place there. Smaller Smiley will be next over to take a couple of points in 7th place. The Ferrari driver obviously keeping it within the white lines and was part of that brilliant 6-car battle we had earlier. As I say, he takes a 2 points for 7th. Flamingo Eagle comes home in 8th. Padge coming around the final corner now will take 9th. But will be instantly demoted from 9th as Sungod takes his position on a 12-lap old hard tyre. And Greg comes steaming in too after penalties to take 10th. So Padge drops to 11th. That guy 12th. Adam, who again was a big part of that battle, in 13th. Novi 14th and Angry Corgi crossing for 15th place and last on track. So really, obviously, looking at it, the intermediates didn't yield too much for the other guys. Like I say, I don't think many drivers have enjoyed the softs. Certainly Top Gun was seemed to be struggling on them. One came in, fitted the mediums pretty much as soon as they could, and it worked out well for those who had a little bit longer on that tyre. There we go. So 1 down, 1 to go. And it's JohnJohn, of course, who checked out fairly early on, who was the winner of the sprint race. So he will take 8 championship points. Deflated will take 7 in second. Joseph in third to complete the podium. Ryan has taken 4th in that Williams. Good performance again from Ryan. Nice and consistent there. TD 5th, Top Gun 6th, Smaller Smiley 7th, and Flamingo Eagle rounding out the points in 8th place. With a couple of non-finishers, of course. So, we're then obviously going to get the lobby all set up for the feature race now. So, a little bit of an interlude as we get that going. So of course we always have a little bit of a moan about Kota. Now has anyone got any songs that they would like to sing about just how bad they think this Texas Speedway is? Oh dear. You love Texas. Oh dear. Well, I think Steely might be winning Sunday then. He's possibly the only driver in 82 who may be able to tolerate Texas. This is probably the weirdest race you've ever done. Honestly, I just don't know what was going on with the tyres. It's just like that track was wet. All wet race with dry tyres, yes please. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, it was really, really weird, just how it stayed there as well, because the rain just kept falling. It was like, that was really odd. I do wonder if my lobby glitched. Oh, okay. I don't think anyone was interested in a song that means that you love Texas. I think Texas is the track that not even a mother could love, honestly. Yeah. The chat's going off quite well. I think we've bugged, haven't we? I don't know if this is bugged. Oh, okay. All right, that was some god worrying me in the Discord. That's all. Okay. Genuinely thought it glitched out there. I mean, it looks a bit brighter at least. Okay. Yeah, let's say looks a reasonably dry one. Let's see exactly whether anyone has anyone got any weather updates. Is it going to stay dry in one of the driest places on planet Earth? There we go. We should just have a few minutes to go for everyone to get setups and a comfort break. Oh no. JohnJohn's left the session. We should be going at 34, I think, is what Small Smiley meant to put in there. I think if we were going at 54, we'd be out of it. Just a little bit of a look through. I'm going to say we have got 3 featured drivers left to do, but we're going to have a go at those through some of the final 4 races. As see, don't get a lot of time between sprints to do that. Going dry to wet. Ooh, we like it. Oh no. See, Steely, I can tell you. I've looked at your I've looked at your thing. I think you have had your feature driver done. Oh, I haven't had mine yet. I'm having a little bit of a laugh on there. Say Small Smiley put 54 in the chat. I think he's gonna wait for the rain to pass. Oh. Oh dear, we shouldn't be too long off of getting this all going. That's the so I think the 82 streamers have got a heck of a job on their hands to finish off the featured driver before the end of the season. And here we go. We're on the grid. And we're 5 red lights for the feature race. And away we go in Kota. And JohnJohn and Deflated side by side as we go toward the first turn. There's a bit flying off back there as there's contact made. JohnJohn manages to hold Deflated out somehow to keep the lead. Looking back through the field now, the Aston Martin's going near side by side, being followed by Flamingo Eagle in close tow. It's getting close back there. A smaller Smiley has a move as well on Greg. Side by side with Flamingo Eagle and Joseph there. Joseph out of position off the start into 6th place. And that's not where he'll have wanted to have been, but Flamingo Eagle is having a good go at trying to get a hold of him as Sun God ends up backwards. If he's been tagged or something like that, Smaller Smiley looks like he's been involved with something as well. Oh my goodness me, what a start there. I suppose we'll find out fairly soon who was tagged a little bit further down the line. And in terms of the top 4, JohnJohn held out Deflated. Top Gun's up to 3rd with Ryan 4th. And 2 Aston Martins 5th and 6th with Joseph still losing time, still under attack from Flamingo Eagle as he comes into the pits, and it looks like it was Joseph who is struggling to get that car in the pits. He took some contact on the way in and is missing an end plate. But Joseph, as I say, just about getting that between the lines into the pit lane. And a new front wing for the Aston Martin, which will explain that drop of pace. Flamingo Eagle still though under attack from behind by Greg in the AlphaTauri. To hopefully hold on to that 6th place, which he probably wouldn't have banked on himself being in at the start of this. And Greg looking to take a move on. And then look further up the field. We've got a slight train forming behind Top Gun at the minute with Deflated also staring at the back of that Haas. Let's see, and we've got the Horde coming towards us here. As Flamingo Eagle, let's see, just about holds on to 6th place there. Now, of course, one thing that the more eagle-eyed of you will have noticed is that 1010 has not started this race. So Adam is the lone Mercedes. He's currently flying the flag. He's in 8th place, but he's also giving Haas a real chance to get back into the constructors with this. As JohnJohn and Deflated trade fastest laps. DRS is online. And here we go for some nice boring straight line overtakes. We've seen a little bit of a gap form already as Prev retires in the pits. Double retirement from Prev there. Fortunate there. There's a little bit of a gap forming between the top 5 and the rest, as I would say, at the minute. Flamingo Eagle already dropped nearly 5 seconds to the back of TD. And Angry Corgi and Padge swap places, and that's a recovery from Angry Corgi. It's qualified in quali. And Deflating JohnJohn side by side, and there's a little bit of a tag by the looks of it. JohnJohn forced wider. There's a rain falling straight away. And this side-by-side still through the stolen part of Bahrain. JohnJohn looking for a cutback that deflated, just about cutting off. Top Gun will be following this with intent, I would imagine. It is Alfa Romeo from Haas. JohnJohn, is he going to launch one? He's not. He's going to keep composed. Not going to take the chance, but we've all of a sudden ended up with JohnJohn and Deflated going side by side, and JohnJohn gets the pass done. Deflated looks to hang it around the outside, just about bails out, didn't quite have the grip to keep himself on the line that he wanted to at the speed he was going at, and cedes position back to the Haas. And now looks like Deflated is suffering as a result. He's dropped to about 8/10 back off of JohnJohn there. He now looks as if he's going to be more under threat from the Red Bull that is filling his mirrors now. And Deflated and Top Gun. Top Gun looking at the outside and possibly for a cutback. And outside of turn 13, but inside on the stolen bit of Bahrain. And he has taken the position as the Red Bull. Top Gun, who is very, very good on a race day, we know that much, up to second place. And 1010 will be hoping upon all hope that these guys can stop fighting each other and start taking some points off of his championship rival. He can only sit there and watch. Meanwhile, further down the field here, we've got a battle on for 10th and below. We've got Smaller Smiley approaching an Angry Corgi at a feral rate of knots here. And an Angry Corgi out breaks himself into turn 1. Allowing Smaller Smiley in that Ferrari to take the position. Final points paying spot is property of Smaller Smiley at the minute. Meanwhile, again, further up now, Ryan hanging off the back of Deflated as we've got an off, and that is an Angry Corgi. Nothing too severe, but not ideal, of course, by any means for an Angry Corgi. Deflated being looked at by Ryan. A little bit of a sandwich here, as it's got Top Gun just ahead as well. Starting to space out a little bit though, and Flamingo Eagle, we've got 4 altogether though still. Novi, Flamingo Eagle, Greg and Adam, all of whom you can throw a blanket over. And there's Greg going for the move. Oh, into that tight left-hander. What a move that is from Greg. Opportunistic and brilliant. But looking like Flamingo Eagle might ease him out and get it back. Not quite, but where's Greg gone? Greg has gone wide, filters in just behind, and I think he's tagged him. I think he must have tagged Flamingo Eagle there. I think he's just put Flamingo Eagle round. Just into the last corner. Both of them were having a little ding-dong to that point. It means Adam, as a result, inherits 7th place. Sun God's been done for ignoring a yellow flag. But we have now got the aforementioned Sun God being chased by that guy. That guy would like that 9th place on track. And Flamingo Eagle is looking to recover just behind him as well. Of course, as I say, we have seen a couple of spots of rain so far. It doesn't look like it's going to be particularly damp for a few moments yet, though. Do wonder if it'll get to intermediates. But we follow on as that guy still trails Sun God. Oh, and that's Flamingo Eagle off. Big, big off for the Alpine. And not just big off, but big front wing off as well. See him just drop it behind that guy. Still had a chance of recovering to points there. As we pan to that guy going wide on the second to last. So he could have recovered to points, could Flamingo Eagle, but not to be now by the looks of it. What? Where is 1010? I can only assume he didn't rejoin the session. And TD goes into the steward's bad books. The only one of that top 7 on a medium tyre from the start there. So whether that will pay dividends for him later on, we will have to find out. He will, of course, be able to run it a bit longer. But he will be praying for the rain to fall just a little bit later than what some of the rest of them will be. So the only advantage we can get from pit stop is good. Smaller Smiley chasing Adam for 7th place now. And whoa, whoa, popping the burnouts there, Smaller Smiley. I think that has also put him well off the back of the Mercedes for now. Those tyres obviously starting to get a little bit warm. Something performative, I'd imagine, from the Ferrari driver. Also, now everyone running wide. Every single one of them running wide. Sun God the one penalised. So, oh, going towards that. Let's see, but Smaller Smiley is still obviously following that Merc. Wonder if we'll reach a crossover point anytime soon with conditions. Smaller Smiley looks like he maybe jumped onto the inside of that that particular apex there. Imagine he'd have more than a chance at getting Adam down the DRS straight as long as he can keep it clean on the exit. Sun God could have a chance of jumping them both. Let's see. Smaller Smiley pulls out from behind the rear wing of that Merc. And Adam is dispatched. A little bit of a lock-up. Leaves him vulnerable as well to Sun God. But Adam keeps the position. Oh, catches a bit of curb. I was going to say he keeps the position, but catches curb on the exit of turn 13. And that sent him right out there. And he cedes position to the Alfa Romeo on track as well. Smaller Smiley could have his hands full from behind him now. And it looks like it is shaking a bit, that car. It's, the Ferrari, Smaller Smiley. As Sun God goes to the inside. Smaller Smiley not really offering any defence. He'll be able to see exactly how much exactly how much penalty he's got there. Smaller Smiley will obviously be playing that and just looking to keep with the back of him. I think there's obviously at least 8 seconds on Sun God already. Let's see. Yep, 8 seconds already. But Smaller Smiley will just be looking to keep it in range and not particularly lose him. Hadge is next to get a time penalty. Adam, of course, is still obviously sticking just about within a second of the back of these as well. Smaller Smiley is going to have a look, and Smaller Smiley is going to have more than a look. Inside, just about gets it stopped with a lock-up as well. And Sun God, ooh. If he didn't go into the back of him, he got very, very close. Here we go, keeping on going as Smaller Smiley attempts to defend the Alfa Romeo once more. Fails yet again as DRS proving far too much in terms of its power to the Sun God. Smaller Smiley definitely seems to be running a bit more downforce on the car, I would imagine. You can see him reeling in Sun God as he comes through that first sector. Thanking his lucky stars DRS is the thing, if not Sun God would be getting away on the straights. And an angry Corgi. That's another time penalty on the board. Smaller Smiley obviously catching a little bit, but not catching enough to consider a move this time. Sun God did look a little bit hesitant into turn 12. Now we have got our first of the top 6 in. We've got Top Gun going onto a new set of medium compound tyres there. He comes in, Sun God comes in as well, and he is going to add 5 seconds to his time in this stop anyway. See how Joseph comes out of this. Of course, he has gone, or he went very, very early with that large piece of missing front wing. He's up into 10th place at the minute, so is he... Oh, and that is Adam drifting there within the S's. That's really, really close. I'd say well held. And Joseph with a heck of a move there. What a move that one. Absolutely brilliant move of Pantu there. Around the outside of that guy, in a place where you don't see it happen. And that guy's going to have a look getting back at him here. Both of these guys on reasonably old tyres. He's got about a lap advantage, but manages to keep it ahead of that guy. Get me a tissue, get me a throat lozenge. Honestly. Most of the rest of the top order begin to come on in. Deflated. There is TD, there is Ryan all in the pits, and we have got a VSC. Oh my goodness. Well, this could be about to work out well for somebody. Let's see exactly who it could work out well for. That guy's gonna have a chance at a free pit stop. Greg will probably want to get rid of those soft tyres at the nearest opportunity. I think an angry Corgi, I would imagine, would come in. Flamingo Eagle has for his second stop. Adam has been in for a set of mediums as well. Angry Corgi just about managed to get that stopped, by the way. But with all of this, Smaller Smiley, of course, hasn't come in. But Smaller Smiley is up in 5th place at the minute. And has got more than a chance at fighting Deflated Wee a little bit on those old tyres. Depends when the VSC is put away. As JohnJohn... Oh! JohnJohn! For a drive-through penalty. He's been caught speeding under the VSC. And I think 1010 must have been praying to someone today. JohnJohn has come in, gone straight through the pits, and is going to have another lap on those old tyres. That will drop him down the order a bit unless he can pull a gap now. He's got to come in again, and rain is beginning to fall. Don't know if he's going to hold it out for rain. The only luck of it really for him is that he served it fairly immediately, and he'd obviously checked out before that point, JohnJohn. Well, it's not often you see that. You see on the onboards as we come through with that guy who's trailing Ryan at the minute, that there is rain on the cameras, rain coming down onto the track, and a big strategy call for a few drivers now to make. We've had a few jump into the pits under that last VSC. But is that going to be the right call? Joseph is tracking down Smaller Smiley now. As obviously, Smaller Smiley locks it again into turn 12. We've seen that a fair few times from him. And Joseph drifting it into 13 there. Still being tailed closely by that Williams of Ryan, who's on new medium compound rubber. There is definitely rain coming down. JohnJohn is in. Joseph runs it wide. Joseph comes in for stop number 2. Now where is JohnJohn going to end up? Has it gone as far as 4th? Will Ryan be able to get him? Smaller Smiley could also be a particular cork in the bottle if JohnJohn can't get these warmed up. Fancy Ryan maybe to have a go as JohnJohn tries to warm those up, but 4th place is where the Haas is at the moment. Track Ryan here and see whether he can keep it right towards the back of that Haas. We know, of course, JohnJohn's got pace. We know, of course, Ryan's got some too. Here we go. Ryan is going to get his chance, I would imagine, here. As the DRS flap goes wide open on that Williams. But JohnJohn looks like he has got enough straight line speed to hold it on. There's an Angry Corgi, I think, has been round by the looks of it. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. He is in the pit wall. So the Haas is having a slightly nasty time of it for a moment there, but JohnJohn looks like he's escaping the clutches of the Williams behind. That's a few crucial points gone so far from JohnJohn. Has it all to do again if he wants to win this race and extend that advantage by 25 points at the top of the Drivers' Championship. Make it an absolute 5-star miserable Tuesday for 1010 if he'd be able to get back and win this. There we go. Greg and Padge swap places. Just for a moment there as Padge just about obviously makes it into the pits there. Decided that now is the time to bin those 14-lap old mediums. Greg is tailing Adam. Greg is passing Adam into 11th place for the Alpha Tauri driver there. We do have that guy and Novi in close tow from each other as well. Novi in the Alpine. Going down the inside of that guy. Trying to make a move, stick into turn 12 and gets it done down the back straight. Not often you can drive an Alpine down that straight and not get forced into a wall, but thankfully he's not racing Lance Stroll. As an angry Corgi retires, and we have a safety car. Looks like he's possibly retired on the pit wall. Love to see if we can see where he's gone there. Imagine that's a bit of a spin, but this could be quite crackingly timed for quite a few. Bingo Eagle's just been in, so he's not going to worry. And I'm out. Right. Right. Technical difficulties interlude. And get back into the lobby before the safety car ends at least. That'd be lovely. Sorry, Padge. Looks like you've got some cutting out to do. Let's just see exactly how it all ends up, really. Here goes. So we are back in. And Top Gun is the one currently leading the race. Now he is caught up to Bernd Mailander in the safety car. We've got Deflated in second, TD third, JohnJohn in fourth. Pull up the tyres. TD's coming for a new set of mediums. He thinks the rain isn't going to pile on. That guy is on a set of hards as an outlier. Small Smiley is still up in 6th place, although obviously we're just waiting for the pack to back up behind the Mercedes at the front. So, obviously pretty much everybody has been through the pits, but nobody is believing it is going to get damp enough for some damp tyres just yet. The rain definitely still falling. Just have to wonder when it's going to hit the crossover point, really. Or if at all. We're going to get a little bit of that magic like we did in the sprint race, where it just gets wetter and wetter but doesn't get slipperier. We're waiting for Padge at the back of the pack to catch up, so we're going to, of course, have another lap behind Mylander. Padge currently has just gone through turn 12, looking at turn 13, so it's going to be quite a while before he catches the rest of the pack. Imagine there'll be another lap after this behind the safety car. Joseph is still in 10th at the minute as well. Worth keeping an eye on him. Obviously, we know he's out of position after that incident, which saw him lose a bit of front wing end plate there. Definitely be worth a look. Himself and Sun God came at the same time for a new set of softs. Should just about see them through to the end of the race, I'd imagine. Let's see, so we've got most of the packs still in tow. Got 3 that we are waiting to catch up. So Greg, Flamingo Eagle and Padge still. Padge will probably be able to see at least the back of a car as he comes onto the straight. It does look like, as I said, while the rain's still coming down, it doesn't look like it's actually making things damper on track. But yeah, looking at the onboard, it doesn't look like it's coming down as heavily as it was a little bit earlier in the race either. So we've made it through and there's still a set of dries. We have, of course, got an interesting run to the finish brewing here. Will Top Gun be able to take a victory? Or will we see JohnJohn come carving back? Deflated, of course, not on any penalties at the minute. JohnJohn, Ryan, Smaller, Smiley, none of those have got any penalties either. You have to say, Top Gun and TD, unless they show a massive turn of pace, or is he going to be out of contention quite quickly? Let's see, 6 seconds for Top Gun, 3 seconds for TD, so TD's always got a slightly better chance there then. Looking down, as he knows he's got 3. Sun God's got 3 now, having taken 5 at his first pit stop. Joseph is penalty free, and we've got Adam, Greg and Flamingo Eagle on 3 with Padge on 6. The dynamic, of course, rests with the penalties. So here we go, getting all ready to go. We are going to go green. Flamingo Eagle looks like he's hit the back of Greg there. Top Gun takes the pace. Still damp on the camera. Plenty of raindrops on there. Plenty to be cautious of. Imagine Top Gun's going to release it after final turn. And he does. And away we go. Deflator trying to get some heat back into those tyres just behind. TD has been balled down on by JohnJohn. And JohnJohn there, almost swapping ends out of turn 1, getting a little bit keen on the throttle maybe. Conditions, of course, won't have helped him. It's all clean as it is so far. TD picks up another penalty, which he will not have wanted to have seen. But JohnJohn, of course, is sat behind, licking his lips. TD can defend as much as he possibly can. But it won't be worth anything on track, as far as he's concerned there, as Joseph Hales jumps up the order. 8th place, and he's inside of Sun God into turn 11. A little bit of a slip from Flamingo Eagle there as Deflated takes the lead from Top Gun. Looking back down field, anything doing here? Top Gun, I think, has looked like he was going to have a go at Deflated outside there, as we have Aston Martin back there, side by side still with Sun God is Joseph Hales. Joseph giving him racing room and more, but still getting himself through nice and cleanly. Joseph up to 8th. Next on the radar will be Novi for him. And JohnJohn still hanging from the back of that Aston Martin. Goes to the inside of the final corner. And possibly a slight desperation move. JohnJohn definitely got to commend him for attempting it. He's going to go to the inside of the first now. TD hangs it to the outside, keeps the better line. JohnJohn's car threatening to swap ends at almost every opportunity, as Flamingo Eagle retires in the pits. JohnJohn had a couple of real good attempts getting around TD. TD is fended off very well on both occasions there. Wonder if he'll have another chance to give it a go. Potentially into turn 11 or 12. JohnJohn, I think, has got a good straight line speed on that car. Just swerving out of the slipstream of TD for a moment. Will he give it a go here? Jump on board with TD, and he has pulled more than enough gap, but he's looking at the inside there. JohnJohn's so much more confident on the brakes and on the racing line. And TD, all of a sudden, is down the side of Top Gun. The two with the 6-second penalties fighting it out. A bit of wheel banging, but both get away reasonably unscathed. But this is again letting in the American. As DRS is enabled, TD looks like he's going to try and defend this one. Keeps it to the inside. It's a defense/attack as Top Gun. Not particularly quick. I think he's gone into AI for a little bit there as TD went through. Being tailed by the Haas still. It's an impressive tailing that JohnJohn is doing to him, and I don't think TD was expecting that. JohnJohn has set him up a treat there, and TD is now under threat from Ryan. Could we go 3 wide? Decides against, but TD goes to get it back. JohnJohn nudged a little bit wide, but TD was in good position to get that move done, and has done. And Ryan has also capitalised. Position up for the Williams. Still a fair way to go in this, as Ryan and TD go side by side now. TD just about edging Ryan out. Looking at JohnJohn. Ryan up next to him. Can he put that car in a gap? Oh, not quite. That's good tense racing between the two, but in the end of it all, JohnJohn has dropped a position on track. He will of course get that back and Top Gun's back as long as he stays within 6 seconds of both cars just ahead. But he will not have wanted to have been behind Ryan. He would not have foreseen that by any means. Still chasing down the cars ahead is JohnJohn. The hope of a top step of the podium never goes for this driver. There's a jump on board. Can he pop his car in the gap? Not quite. Chasing down the back straight now. JohnJohn's going to have more than a chance, I would imagine, at Ryan here. Ryan, of course, with DRS, though, as well to defend himself. JohnJohn looking up slightly there. Still gets it stopped well in time for the corner. Really shaking there. So a couple of moves earlier in this one. I'd say that suggested JohnJohn is willing to try it absolutely anywhere. And JohnJohn gets a track limits penalty. It's going from bad to worse at the home Grand Prix for the Haas driver. So he is 3 seconds out of pocket now, which means he will currently be losing position to smaller Smiley as well. Ryan is still doing a very good job of holding him off, and Deflated and Top Gun suddenly got very close as well. So we could be seeing a 5-car long DRS train. Which of course will only help them to defend against the monster that is JohnJohn behind them. Softs seem to be going off. The medium runners will be laughing rather shortly, I would imagine, as Top Gun gets through all Deflated under DRS. Easily done in the end, and done very early on. Say, mediums look like they are coming into their own now. And as I say, JohnJohn has got a bit of struggling through to do to get to the end of the race. But we have got 5 cars, all on the same piece of track, all within the second DRS zone of each other. And all of them within a reasonable chance of winning. Penalties wise though, we've got 9 for Top Gun now, so he's definitely out of it. 6 for TD and 3 for JohnJohn, and Joseph has just picked up 3 as well. So it could be Deflated Wee's win after all this. I'm sure Ryan will want to get himself nicely holding on. Still within those critical 9 seconds at the top, as TD gets himself onto a 9-second penalty now. Had a real chance of jumping Top Gun there, but penalties won't thank him. As Ryan goes to the inside of TD to try and dispatch the penalty-laden Aston Martin. And he manages it brilliantly. And up to third now for Ryan, a net second on track. He's going to have about 2.5 laps to really try and eat into that advantage of deflated to try and get himself a victory here. Could be an unlikely win on for Ryan, maybe. He will need to get his foot down but keep it clean. Let's see, it's just dropped out of that second range, but DRS is always going to help him back in. That he has got there. And there is a Murkoff, that is Adam. Off on first sector, but we're going to keep with this battle because TD's coming right back at Ryan. TD driving Ryan off the track a bit there and letting JohnJohn in the process. But Ryan sticking to the inside on the stolen Bahrain track and loses the position though, and has now got to fend off JohnJohn, and with just a little bit of DRS help from TD though. Is JohnJohn going to get desperate and go for it? He's not going to go for it down the inside of Ryan on this occasion. But is he going to have a go into turn one? He's gaining, he's approaching, he's dived down, and he's wheel banging. And that's hard, I would say, at its kindest point. Hard going on a little bit naughty, I would say, from JohnJohn. Threw it in. Very late move. Did get it done. It was definitely a question of just how much wheel banging is too much wheel banging. And Smaller Smiley, obviously, still potentially under threat from Sungod just behind, but of course hasn't got any penalties, so could see his position rise as well. And one person whose position may be about to rise is Deflated Wheat on track as Top Gun goes off. Has Deflated caught him there? There goes Top Gun. That was very, very strange, that one. Could only imagine Deflated may have gone into the back. It certainly had all the hallmarks of just being tapped. Odd one there as Top Gun throws himself off the track, back down into 5th place, and that is going to cost him a whole lot more than just a few positions on track. As Deflated now finds himself under pressure from TD, as Top Gun then comes in and retires in the pits. TD is going to have a real go at potentially getting the win on track at least. Not going to stand for the penalties either way, but it's a real opportunity for TD to get himself some glory on the final lap. Can he keep it? Can he keep it ahead of JohnJohn, mind? JohnJohn is lurking, and JohnJohn still has some fairly impressive pace on those softs. Ryan's looking to keep it within range, potentially for a second, and JohnJohn had a more than a look down the inside of TD there. He will get his chance as they come towards the end of the back straight for the final time. The Haas is coming in, but it's not coming in quick enough. TD locks it. And the Haas with a bit of a shake as it comes out of turn 12 toward turn 13. This race has stayed dry in terms of the quickest tyre compound. And TD to the inside. No, oh, nearly muscles deflated way out of the way. Almost let JohnJohn in. It's deflated, still ahead. TD, oh, trying the outside of the final turn now. JohnJohn's had a moment. He's spun off of the back of these. It's been action-packed. It's been brilliant. And it's gone to the line, but deflated is the winner of the US Grand Prix. And Ryan comes through for second. Some fantastically close racing late on. The Williams driver takes second. JohnJohn in third. TD fourth. And Smaller Smiley by half a tenth of a second. Misses out on fourth place. Goes to fifth. Joseph recovers to sixth after an early change of front wing. Sun God seventh, Novi into eighth. That guy ninth, and Padge has come across the line for what is on track. The final point, will Greg take it? He won't. By 0.3 of a second. Padge keeps a point, and Adam's going to do us some donuts. Oh gosh, it was well fought. It was really well fought. Like I say, even with the, well, not for the penalties, be right in there. Well, I'm telling you something you already know, I know. But oh my goodness. So as I said, deflated of course takes the win on track. Whether there'll be anything happen, obviously you said it's potentially more of a glitching issue. But whether there'll be anything happen with the Top Gun one, we don't know. But the Alfa Romeo driver takes the victory. And JohnJohn, let's say, damage limitation, and after that drive-through, managing third place still. So deflated takes the win and the fastest lap to go with it. Ryan in second, JohnJohn in third. TD ending up fourth place after his penalties, and was side by side with the leader on the line. Small Smiley was fifth, Joseph sixth, Sun God seventh, Novi eighth, that guy ninth, Padge 10th, Greg and Adam being the only other two to make it across the line. Top Gun, Flamingo Eagle and Angry Corgi and Prev all retiring out. It is maximum points for the Alfa Romeo driver. Deflated wee. And some cracking battles on track, which is not something that you usually associate with COTA by any means. Been a very, very, very good race. Of course, like I say, we get to see another couple of those just yet as well. So we've got 81 and 82 still to go. 81 will be Thursday, 82 will be Sunday. And we'll be back in NA next Tuesday, the 21st, which is around on the Mexico City circuit. another load of racing to enjoy on that one. Let's say it's the land of the big repurposed baseball stadium. And one massively long straight. Like I say, that's all she wrote this week at least. So we'll see you again next week. We are just 4 races from the end of this season now. And it is JohnJohn who takes a big advantage into those final 4 races. See you all next week. Take care. Have a good week, everyone.